LCYC offers legal services to youth who need it, or else they would be out on the streets not having any help, not knowing what to do.
We are a virtual law office, and we work in Washington State, throughout the state.
We are often responding to the shelters, to the hospitals, to the ERs, to the psych wards, whatever it might be. We will go to see them wherever they are. So you'd be surprised at how many different issues youth are dealing with, but are actually legal issues that can be addressed. Often a service they want is, I just want to be emancipated, or I need help finding housing. And we sit down and we talk with that youth and really pull out their story. Like, what have they been through in their life? And then to analyze that story in a way that we're able to determine what legal issues are out there to put that youth in a better situation.
LCYC's model is direct legal services, systemic advocacy, and strong partnerships, and they all sort of inform each other. We provide direct legal services in multiple areas of law and multiple systems: dependency, juvenile court, youth homelessness, and immigration. Those systems are typically siloed. What is different at LCYC is that one attorney could potentially advocate for them in all of those areas. Because if you are a young person, you could be in all of those systems at one point throughout your childhood and young adulthood, or at the same time.
We're really looking at that youth and trying to discover everything that they're going through. And then we as professionals can then contact other resources rather than the youth having to be the one to go from door to door to door. A youth may only knock on a door one time, and if they have a bad experience, the likelihood that they're ever going to knock on anyone else's door is really, really slim.
If I only solved their legal problem, the young person would have so many other things that they would have to navigate on their own. I am not a therapist. I am not a medical provider. I am not an educator. In order to support a whole human being of that young person, they need all of that support.
I think making sure that we have strong ties with the community is important, because
we need the trust of the community in order for us to even connect with the youth. So we get referrals from youth directly and from our community partners. And in order for them to send us those referrals, or even to know about who we are, we need to have those partnerships. We look for partners who are specifically focused on supporting LGBTQ+ youth, and also BIPOC youth of color.
Unfortunately, youth within the LGBTQ+ community and within the BIPOC community are overrepresented within the systems, and every system. There's such a prevalence of biases and stereotypes and prejudices that we end up seeing that in these youth from those communities being overrepresented time and time again, regardless of whether it's the civil legal aid system, the juvenile justice system, or the family regulation system.
LCYC are the only ones out here who's really specifically focusing on BIPOC youth, focusing on LGBTQ+ youth, because we know those are the ones who are needing these services. The Y and other agencies like that, because we're the service side, maybe we are coordinating housing for the youth, or maybe we are setting up the behavioral health and making sure that that's good. Maybe we're connecting them to employment, while we know on the other end of things, LCYC is fighting and advocating on the legal side for the youth to be able to utilize those services.
I got connected because my grandma passed away and she was my legal guardian, so that made me an unaccompanied youth. And it's really hard out there to be an unaccompanied youth, so I had to turn to legal services to help me navigate through the system.
Oh, so good to see you. We got a referral from Elizabeth's therapist, and I immediately knew that she really needed a lawyer. The issues that she was facing were legal problems. You couldn't pursue emancipation until after your 16th birthday. And one of the first things I ask most young people is, like, who are your people? Like, who are the people who you reach out to, people who are safe? And you and your therapist brought up Nina. And Nina was a former family support worker at the elementary school you went to, right? And we took step by step, and we filed the papers, we went to court, and that allowed Elizabeth to live with Nina.
You are very awesome.
So are you.
Oh my gosh, like, I don't even know. You're a very cool person, and I see that you really, love what you're doing, and you're doing a really good job at it. And you're just so knowledgeable. Like, I just want to be you.
Oh. And I say Elizabeth for president, like, all the time.
No.
And I'm like, I can't wait.
I honestly don't know where I'd be without her. I feel like she has definitely helped me like be more confident and be able to advocate, because that's what I've been wanting to do since I was younger.
The direct legal services informs the systemic advocacy and how we do it, what we do. We have the young people in the community where we work with let us know what are the systemic issues that need to be addressed, and that guides which systemic advocacy pieces that we want to focus on.
If you are a person who wants to see true change in the community in an equitable way, it's essential to give to organizations, especially like LCYC, because they're that essential strand in the cord that really helps to support that youth as they're going on their journey towards self-sufficiency.
Our ability to be in multiple systems throughout the state, and our ability to serve young people virtually and in person, it is unique.
People should support LCYC so that they can make a big difference to the youth, which would help us in the future.